Was good, was good. All praise to the Creator, thank you, Heavenly Father, for another one. Please continue to bless and protect us and destroy your enemies, etc., instead of us, etc., Heavenly Father. Let them be the sacrifice instead of us, Heavenly Father. The ops. Hey, yo, we rebuke the devil, etc., in the name of Jesus Christ. Ain't nothing you're going to see today that's going to be able to creep through your screen and hurt you or anything like that, y'all. So be strong. So I'm in the middle of fasting, so you might hear my stomach growling because I know this might know how to pick up shit. My stomach, it won't shut the F up. So I'm just giving y'all a jump scare, fair warning. And I don't feel like rolling up, so we're just gonna go with these two nubs that I got, and we're gonna get right into it for real. Like, I apologize for viewers that I had a couple of false starts. I just don't know what's been getting into me, man. I don't know what's going on. I went from one thing to another. And so today, if we get through it all, we're going to see it all when it comes to these reptilian concepts. So we're going to see most of what I have to offer. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. Today's show is called The Rainbow Serpent. The Reptilian Rulership is Heritage Examined. I don't know where I'm at today, man. The Rainbow Serpent, Reptilian Rulership Heritage Examined via Pictures. Let's get to it. Hold on, let's take off the transition notes. All right. So I'm gonna put the clicker away so y'all ain't gotta hear the mouse clicking because I understand that shit is loud. So listen, man, people ask me why, I don't know, it's hard to watch your videos. You know, they say to me, it's hard to watch your videos, it's too long and too much empty air and space and shit. And I understand that. You know, sometimes it's difficult for me to even watch them. But it's not for me. Right. And so I'm the first one to find this. I'm the first one to find this. And so I think that I reveal and expose and uncover things that are beyond the atmosphere of most people and things. And so it's a balance. You know, I'm not going to be the perfect video. You know, I don't, to this day, I don't think I really made a whole content video. It was constant working toward this point that we're at. So if this goes well, we'll make it a video. But because it's always adding and making it perfectionist, we skip the bells and whistles because I'm the first one to notice this. I'm the first one I'm just saying Red Squid X did things. And I have witnesses. I have witnesses. I was first to discover as a civilian this giant python head. Now, if y'all don't know, y'all heard about Greek fraternities, Greek sororities, the concept of Greece is pretty much where civilization start on that side of the Mediterranean Sea, right? The concept of Greece is known for and famous for having the oracle concept, the Oracle of Delphi. For example, people might be familiar with that. You might have seen it in the movie 300 and stuff. You know, these women get high and they basically conjure and they do all the oracle type shit, whatever that is. Well, what people don't know is that it was of the religion of the Python, Pythis, right? They was worshiping a snake, a python snake at that. And if you think Europeans was doing that before Africans, then you're crazy. So we're also going to, I don't know where this is going. This might be the second or third day that I've been working on it. So I don't know where it's going to really lead to. All I know is that this is the reptilian information. And we're going to start with the rainbow serpent. That's a real picture. Isn't that whatever? Like, anybody gonna say that shit pretty, but I'm just saying it's pretty. I mean, colors is pretty. You know, I did a video back in the day that started a whole wave in this channel's research game. And it was like, do colors be, it's like the danger in colors. Because when people think bright and colorful, they think good. But bright and colorful is really the most dangerous animals. They're the most poisonous. The bright and colorful ones. So the rainbow serpent, though, is an Australian concept. But we're going, because of all this colorism going on, we're going to examine throughout all of the cultures with how rainbows is used, right? All the colors is used and all this and that. And so at the end of the day, we already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like rocket science. You're going to hear some shit you might have heard before. You might see things you already knew. Who knows? But the point is that it's supposed to be in a working, functional order now. And so here is a great lineup because it shows you exactly how the nature of the earth works. And so, maybe not exactly, but it's very close. It's projection from a crystal, which is why people say that the reality is a holographic nature or whatever, but a holographic situation. But look, don't disrespect the Most High God and try to go about things crazily easy. Like, things is not that easy or not that difficult. Like, come on now. Like, people been lured off to suicide and shit against the Most High God, thinking that they're going to control the afterlife, they're going to control the spirit realm. Like, these people that's in the cult, they just really from rich families, and people need to realize that, because they go off thinking that, oh, they done made it up to the ranks of sorcery and wizardry and whatever else bad shit that's going on so that they could be powerful, and thinking that they're gonna make it, but they just playing games on the slaves, on the regular people. Shield up. Deity is deferred to. I rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus Christ. Shield up. Deity is deferred to. I'm banging on the beast daily. I rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus Christ everywhere in the universe, time, space. Deity is deferred to. Deity is deferred to. Yeah, because we talking about powers and forces, and so here is the Aboriginal artwork from the Aborigine people today, and they are known to be the oldest people one of the oldest people. I won't say one of, because the Khoisan, the Khoi people, the San people, the Khoisan, they are connected to the oldest people also. And this is, and this is what mainstream academia is trying to tell us. So they can't make their mind up. So they basically speak like human beings was here after Pangea broke up. And that Pangea don't mean nothing to human beings because human beings weren't around. But they found tools, they found items that's millions of years old. They found things in mines that they dug for resources. And they found in coal mines, for example, objects that are millions of years old. And it's like a screw or a nail or some shit, like stuff like that. So I'm just saying, it's, listen, Pangea was, you see how this one snake, like that's the earth. That's the whole earth right there that they're showing. This is the here. This is the whole universe. This is the fractal, right? That is our environment. And so that's through the God power that is able to affect the crystal in totality in all space, time, space. And so that's why the Most High God need to be given thanks to, because the truth is the truth, always the truth, but God is, and God is always God. So it's like, what they doing wrong? Because they acting like they know what's going on, but then they act like they don't know what's going on. That's it. Listen, man. So here go the Serpent Mound in the United States, and what you see there is an ancient concept that is used up until the day, and even people would use it for symbolism. And so we're going to talk about this also. I don't think we're there yet in the actual build, but this is China. So it's the same thing. This is the Chinese flag, one of the Chinese flags that China had. And so it's simple, right? And so it's the same thing as this. Because the cosmic egg and the stick is the same thing, because that's the earth. It's heaven and earth. It's God blessing. It's, it's the facts. I want to just say thank you, God, for all the help and the blessings and the strengthening, because they said in the scripture that as the serpent in the desert was raised up on Moses' staff, so shall the Son of Man be. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Like, we rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus throughout the universe. You know what I mean? Galactic what? 360 that's the left side. 367 security. You know what I mean? Rebuke the devil. You know what I'm saying? Rebuke the devil. Look at that. So there ain't no difference, man. It ain't no difference. It's the one main thing. And so in Dragon Ball Z, they said this Shenron. This is the concept they get from Shenron. My bad. This is where they get Shenron from. All right, that's what I meant to say. This is where they get Shenron from. Listen. And so it's like them praying to a stone crystal. Because remember, when the earth didn't have all that water, people could actually see this. And when they saw it, they became entranced to it. Like, it was like, it used to call them from distance in the back in the day. It's a story I like to tell. When there wasn't no ocean and shit, like, people would be on that one journey. That's why they make movies now where they go on adventures and shit. Because earlier, back in the days, this spirit, this consciousness was able to reach out and communicate with people in their mind. That's why when you hear about Cthulhu, they say he whispering in people's mind and shit, or whatever have you like that. And so this is the same as Jupiter, Cthulhu, you know what I'm saying? And so look, they go to 7 islands. This is one of them is Thule Island, right? And Thule is what they say is Thule is a secret society over there in Germany with the Nazis. So somebody now that be on that Nazi shit might be interested in the Thule way, right? The Thule is like the shit there where it's like witchcraft, sorcery, all mixed together. You know, the closest thing to the Orient for the European on that side, the Slavic. So shit, look. So back in the days, because I was the first to find this shit, I was able to like look all throughout Thule, right? I didn't even know Thule was an island out there. It was just wild. And so as I'm looking all over Thule Island, right, I see this structure and I screenshot it. So this picture in the middle is exclusive to Red Squid X's files because I had took a shot out of it because of this line right here. There's a line right here that looks like it goes to a right angle like that. Like it looks like it's the line curves with this line, and now it's a part of this whole negativity allowed here. And it looked like it's a conical, like a triangular shape. I rebuke the little demons, the little dumbasses, the little denied ones that is like anywhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? And they don't got no rank over me. So they can't, they just bounce off the gates and they deny it. You know what I mean? Shorty get her head cut off. And I don't want none to do it. You know, I don't want none to do it. None of them. They all bounce off the dang on gates. Shield up. Deity is deferred to, man, because that's an ancient American shit right there on the left. That's on the left. And on technically on Drake's Passage, what we call that. So it was an earthquake there not too long ago. But yeah, man, I found this in 2016, 2017, something like that. So look, when it comes to this concept, like I said, that's Jupiter, it's a part of the sun, the Saturn, moon Saturn matrix. It's part of the moon Saturn matrix still, right? And so this is how it's explained, right? This all-seeing eye concept really do be like it has been seen in the sky. And they had to, you know, they known about it to where it was a story about them, like this Quomodo Doom, whatever, right? And so this on the picture on the left is an actual picture from a video footage that I actually saw. And it was there blinking and shit, right? For a moment. It was a very short video footage. That's another good example of people that know how to summon or conjure, or, you know, I don't know, man. It's like you don't know why you be seeing things like footage of, because it's like, you know, God is involved. And so here it is, right, where we got a shield up. No perversion allowed. You know what I mean? You see all these celebrities is cursed for even trying. And all the little demons get destroyed. You see, this is one set of islands right there. Actually, it's one island. It's called Sandwich Island. And that is owned by the, what do you call it? Like people claiming that shit. So look, when you see these artifacts, when you see these artifacts, to be allowed. Hey, this get destroyed, man. So when you see these like artworks, right, and artifacts, now we know what it means. right? Now we know what this means. It means that there's a surface world and there's a not so surface land. There's a surface land, not so surface land. Right. So that's the truth right there. You might have to I've been saying this for almost it's been a minute, man. It's been 5+. Because as soon as I had seen it and lined them up, man, it wasn't no turning, like nothing convinced me that I was wrong about anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm looking forward to make it, perfect it and make it nice and things like that. It is just futile, man. It is futile, mirrors out. You know what I'm saying? I already perceived the wickedness. The Romans can't hurt us. I rebuked the left side of us. I rebuked the Tao. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit, man. Like it is real things I'm saying. Excuse my profanity, but nah. I'm rebuking all the little haters out there talking shit to righteous people, trying to go against righteous gates and bouncing off and bleeding out against the right side. You know what I mean? Like it's been a war battlefield, and now you see what wickedness do. Wickedness do shit. Things people don't agree with. It don't make no sense, like to wisdom. Y'all know better than all that. Deity is deferred to. I rebuke the doubt. We all stay alive. We all stay winning against the devil, the negativity, right? Any negativity, etc. Rebuke the doubt. But this is how people was knowing it, right? Like, yeah, this is the energy of the earth going throughout the earth chakras. Man, we cast out the demons. We cast out the rejected. Heavenly Father, away from us, let them bounce off the gates. Because they've been talking this ish for a long time, talking about that's why it's all them colors. Like the chakras that people have and the spectrum of light people see, Like they named it as they named it as something. It was known as something. Like everybody's saying the same thing. So haters can't do nothing wrong to us. That's real talk. They futile to us. They destroy themselves instead of us. However that go, you know what I mean? Look, they got all these. They saying the nose to colors. You can't be blessed against us. That's facts. Deities are deferred to. Nobody's allowed to offend the Most High God. And here they go with this negativity talking about the rainbow body, and that's what this represent. This is Peru's flag. It's not an LGBTQ flag. That's Peru's flag. And so the Orientals talk about the rainbow body is all this and that. You know, they on there talking about, Egyptian Book of the D. They on that type of time where they just out there trying to jump off buildings and shit. And so that's what they doing with the energy. Everybody using it, everybody naming it, right? That's what they doing. They trying to categorize it, natural scientific categorization of how to manipulate those that don't know without not a part of knowledge of such, etc. Things like that. I rebuke the doubt in the name of Jesus Christ. All that. You let it be rebuked from the gates of all people. You know what I'm saying? They futile against us. You know what I mean? They futile because look, we know what it is. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. You know what I mean? It was a spell. It was a spell that they had put while we didn't know. They had put all these imageries and things in our face. We didn't know, but what they doing over there, this Mongolia. Mongolia. Sorry, it's Mongolia, man. See them colors? So that's Mongolia and that's Native American. So the so-called Native American. They said they the First Nations peoples and all that shit, right? And there they go with them blinders on. Is that what a peaky blinder is? You know what I mean? I don't know what that is. So when we see this picture here, and you see these Mayans, and you see how they's, represent different parts of the land, the Americas. You see that the same people wearing all them colors, same people wearing all them colors. They trying to claim the rainbow. That's they trying to cheat code it. You see how they got on black and white, and then they got the rainbow at the bottom. They represent the spectrum. So here they go in Peru, where all the drugs is at, and they out there acting like they just disrespecting the whole thing. It's all a mockery. It's all a blackface mockery. It's just they don't. Yeah. Anyways, it is where the plume serpent is the concept that you see in here that they talking about. They talking about an American, symbol, national broadcasting company. That's what nation is that? That's American. So there you have the peacock throne, #1 type bird reference to the plume serpent, which is really some type of spiritual situation. I don't know what to call it. Spiritual, but it's like a phenomena, phantasm. And so here it is where we're going to see the top of the heads. You see that bird head, they're like a bird. I'm not sure if it's a bird. It looks like a bird head on top of this face mask that's floating around. And so it just like something like a bird head. It looks something like that for some reason. But what you see here is colors. You see red, you see yellow, you see green, you see purple. You see these different colors here. And so that's like a rainbow color. So check this out. This is a picture of Area 51. And that's a giant mud fossil head of a fallen Nephilim, right? That's the head of a Nephilim, and they has got like whatever that is in his head, like connected to this area. So they like probably enter into his head and shit. You know what I'm saying? It got these two things on the side that you see the Chinese be having. And so you can see the depth. Like, yeah, yo, this is a giant situation here. And the Roblox company had made this Pennywise the Clown in Area 51 in Roblox. And so now this is talking about the source that I had got this from a source. Somebody had this relay and I had screenshotted from them the relay, right? And so I added this giant head part. And so I somewhere I might got the original where it's no markings up on it. But the giant head, so I had took screenshots, and maybe we could still find this video, but he was using as an example saying that it was the fallen angel that's seen here is the reason why it's got even a Pennywise storyline or whatever, right? Because they saying that Roblox had made this game where Pennywise is in the Area 51 area or level of the game and things like that. So there's connecting Pennywise the Clown and Area 51 together And so here it is where this is a supposed Nephilim head that is somehow attached or has an attachment to the forehead, possibly, and this is some type of secret place, perhaps, or some place we don't know. It's a military installation right there, and so that's two references. And so if y'all heard about Nephilim or clowns, it's I forgot the name of the web of the YouTube channel, but there's one YouTube channel that originated talking about that, and he did a whole series of about 4 or more videos on the subject, and he broke it down. I forgot what bro name is, but you know what I mean? It's not this. It's not this right here. So don't type that in. Type in I don't know, man. It started off with he was studying the prisoners and what the prisoners was wearing, and like the stripes, you know, prisoners used to have stripes and shit. And so it started off like that, to my understanding, because I was always subscribed to y'all. And so I saw his progress from the material that he done made. Like I noticed that when he because he used to talk about a whole bunch of shit, right? Like random shit, almost like yo would be like whatever, right? Like he'll come up with some shit and then he starts studying these prisoners. I think he was looking at prisons and stuff, and then he started studying what the prisoners was wearing. And then he's kept on going with what the prisoners was wearing, and I rebuked the devil, man. It was some ish, man. And so it then turned into like Nephilims as clowns, and man, this whole series is fire. Because it's like this whole time, and I had just said this the other day. Ah, dang, I had just said that the whole time, though, this has been flaunted in our face. But it's totally demonic. It's the devil. It's totally demonic, son. It's like this should be no excuse for it. Like we shouldn't allow no clowns. This is the rainbow serpent, aka the plume serpent, aka Ouroboros, aka Cthulhu, aka Ragnarok. You know what I'm saying? Shit. The reset is by God. And so the reptilians, yo got 3 fingers. You see what he doing? Yo got 3 fingers with the, I'ma just, you know what? That's wild, son. Because look, hold on, man. I can't break it. Eventually we're gonna see it, but it's like so far down. Just remember that. Just remember that shit. And so look, here go more Jellins. I told y'all the other day how that worked, or how it worked. It's a demon spirit summoned up in the avatars. And so what you see in Margellans is just what we see here, wires. These wires growing out of people's body, y'all. On the microscopic tip, they got a face like that, red eyes, and them eyes. And so that shit right there is what this is. But this is me. This is my opinion. Hold on. This one right here, you see it? Look at that. Them red eyes. There's red eyes right here. It's like something on his face or something. I don't know. Something coming up for it, but they go to cheekbone right here. That's what it looked like. So, anyways, it could be something else. I could be wrong. But nah, it's not even, like I said, it wasn't even my idea. And so somebody was saying there was the link between the government and Pennywise as a character. You know what I'm saying? And they saying that he a fallen angel, Azazel over there in Dudael being, they know he exists. Like, come on, man, there'll never be no damn time where they be like, They try and F that up. They ain't got nothing else to study. Like that's all they can study. I mean, like, I don't know what they doing. But that look like your face right there. But that's a microscopic zoom in on Morgellons. And I'm thinking that this phantom is the demons, is the spirit that's in it. So these wires is like, well, how does nature work? We must be doing fractals of nature. We copying nature. Like we doing some other adding on to nature. Like that's how we understand things. And so this right here, look, that's the same thing as this. Look, you see this? This is a rainbow serpent. Look at this. The same thing, yo. Look at the black and the white. And then look at that. It got at the bottom, it's like black and white. Oh, it could be the angle that I'm looking at that shit at. God got us. So here it is, the black and the white and the colors. This is how it functions in our environment. Like this is why they try to sum up our environment function like. That is like these are the polarities. And so it represents a mutant the spirit manifests through technology, basically, like through some cloning or some skin, some shit like that. And so the shit is dark. And so they got two sides to the coin. They get up in front of the public and smile, but there's a dark side to them. And that's what they really represent, the devil. And so, you know what I mean? People that represent or try to represent or claim the devil and against God is trying to do all the cosmic and claim cosmic shit. They try, you know what I mean? They're not trying to get nothing together or fixed, right? Or solutions. They're just trying to they claimers. And people be claiming. Like, you know, what can I say, man? They claiming. And so they rebuked because they was trying. But you see, that's what they was trying to do. And so security see that. There's nobody to be trusted and keep the gates spiked. You know what I'm saying? And rebuke them all. You know what I mean? Shield up. Deity is deferred to security. Deity is deferred to, yeah. Straight up. They talking about negativity. And we not doing none of that. They're talking about negativity, and we're not doing none of that. God bless and protect us. We out here. You see, this is in Mexico, and Mexico hold this celebration because they can't do what Sweden and Norway and Spain is doing. They can't just put on blackface and say, "Ha ha, you black people, we kicked y'all ass out of here." Right? They can't say that. So they put on this clown work. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they saying though, because they playing the devil. Because look, don't they also worship the death? Don't they also worship death and negative skeletons and shit? What the fuck out of here? Like that shit dumb as shit. That shit is stupid to me, right? And so I'm just saying, like, I don't want to respect nobody worshiping skulls. Fuck all that. I done came too far along in my life to be able to just, you know what I mean? You know they ain't Christian. So what was the Catholic Church doing the whole time with they? You know what I mean? Over there, out there practicing being no. Yo, listen, I had saw a damn commercial with this dumb shit. I was like, yo, that's the dumbest shit. I don't want to show. I wouldn't show no kids no dumbass celebration like that. I don't like it. I find it utterly alien and disturbing to my peace and to peace. You know what I mean? To just it's just like, you know, who wants to see that? And so that's the dark side that these people is on when they talk about spectrums, colors, forces, energies, frequencies, all that vibration. Yeah, well, what else? Anything, right? If they touch it, they try to claim it wherever. Anyway, mind, body, and soul, it become corrupted, polluted, or it will retract, most likely. It will like avoid being attached. So they not really representing really for the colors if they even use them. See, it used to be if you use them, then you got that with you. But now it's so corrupt that it's so corrupt that you know they just not really they're not really doing anything. They are pretty much socializing with others who trying or respect their efforts. And so let's say if somebody joined the order the Eastern Star, if they needed to, they could communicate with them that hub throughout the world. If there's an Eastern Star out there, you know what I'm saying, type shit. You know what I mean? That confidence, they don't need a man for nothing because they got the girls, and they all Eastern Stars, and they'll like make an adventure off them, like they'd be a chick movie and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, anyways, man, that's just trying to get the people, the families to stay apart, to like try to keep them apart from the people. I repeat that. Or, you know what I mean? Keep that dumb shit away from me, man. You know what I mean? They denied, etc. They just get destroyed. House of Nathan, what's up, man? He say House of Nathan say, salutes, man. Salutes to you, brother. Salutes. I hope all is well with you. Bro say book 2 of the treasures mentioned it was the colorful cloths that the children of Cain got the children of Jared to come down from the holy mountain. Oh man, I was going to say holy mountain back a couple of paragraphs ago. You know what I'm saying? But I just like, oh yeah, talking about that joint. And so let's see. I refrain though because only Zion is the holy mountain of God, and so I do my best. You know what I'm saying? In God's sight, that's awesome bit of information right there. So they got colorful claws. Yo, remember how we got the AI to break down and shit, break shit down? Like, what's up with these stats? I ain't never heard about that. What's colorful claws, yo? Like, what's that? because the colorful coat is in the Bible. That's what Joseph had, and his brothers was jealous. And so that's why they conspired against him, right? What they do? Solution only, man. Solution only. You know what I mean? Solution only, So they lured Cain, the children of Jared, they lured the children of Jared to come down from the holy mountain. Wow. Excuse me. The children of Cain. Book 2 of the treasures. See that all that information sounds so true, man. I'm so interested. You know what I mean? Yeah, like they'll call it pseudographical, I'm sure, but I know that got my attention. That's see, people was keeping records, man. Like there are records, man. There are records. Thank you, God. And so there's nothing else to go off of. Like there wasn't no making things up. You know what I mean? It had to make true sense, or they'll rush. They'll try to put somebody. You know what I mean? It wouldn't make no sense to come up with forgeries and shit. Like that's some shit they do nowadays. Lie about some shit. You know what I'm saying? And check it out. I rebuke the devil, man. Little nosy, little dumbass brats that is like need to be exorcised from out the lands is seen and things and rebuked and repelled, for even trying to be negative toward God's family. You know what I mean? And so that's that the devil getting rebuked that way too. So here it is where that's OTO symbol in the middle. And that's why I guess they're supposed to be Lucifer. But then you got Japan at the top left, you got Rainbow Bright at the bottom left, and you got Michael Jackson from Captain EO at the bottom right. And so in Captain EO, Michael Jackson's character did the same thing Rainbow Bright doing right there in that picture. Right? He defeated, he didn't do shit, but do the same thing Rainbow Bright did. And so I'm just saying they go to use of the colors. But these people all work for the devil. We know this. We know this. And the worst, you know what I mean? The worst of the worst. Like, look, Michael Jackson was the worst of the worst, son. It was no looking back for him, man. His nose was gone. His hair was gone, son. All he had was wigs and nose pieces and shit. And they said he the moonwalker. He wished he could walk back in time and do it again and shit and tell them trucker don't do the nose job. Just keep the fat nose. But yeah, feel me. God don't let people do exactly what they want. Son. Like God ain't a pushover. God ain't a pushover. Let's go back to this one. See how this is the movie The Matrix. They ain't say shit about the moon the whole movie. Ain't now movie. Not one Matrix movie had anything to do with the moon in an obvious manner that I can think of. But she represent the moon goddess. He represent the beast man. She represent the moon goddess. He represent the beast man. And in this homemade lineup, this geisha represent the moon because she's a succubus. Her lips, you know what I mean? She's a succubus. She's a moon taking energy type to Saturn and shit. It's the moon Saturn matrix, right? And so that shit get destroyed. That shit got destroyed. They try to do something, but they just get rebuked by the wind, etc. So that's how God make it simple. So here it is, though, right? That it's an ancient technique. There's a black man in white face, and this whole concept, right? That's why they say the black cop is the worst cop is a black cop, because back in the 90s, because it was different type out there. But I mean, this is ancient Aborigine. This is ancient American in the middle. This is already know. And so they talking about what? Man? They talking about something that black people know about, that white people know about, that Asian people know about. Maybe not at all. Maybe they just living in an NPC style. And here we can see it clearly. This is why you got the red head and the black head one. So look, they always did that shit like that. This is the early cartoons from the United States, and they had a clown that represent the android, that represent the clone, that represent the game. And then you had the woman that represent the sex symbol, to represent the floozy, to represent the non-intelligent big head, though. But you know what I mean? So you see what it is. She represent the feminine edge in this cartoon. Why they put them together? Because they wanted people to think like that. Like they wanted to think they was, you know what I mean? Like they was cooking up dumbass concepts of declaration. You know what I'm saying? Like they declaring that they know something about these cone-headed, subterranean, pale, monstrous giants. That is like basically small hats, but two different kinds. They always show two different kinds of the same teammate. You know what I'm saying? So because really, look, we dealing with the moon Saturn matrix, and pretty much all the bodies that we call planets that are made just like our moon, that include all of them and all their moons, because it's all from material science that came from Earth, and they basically grew their own shit, and they made it work to where they overlaid their frequency, I guess. They overlaid their channel over everybody's channel, like they trying to control the airwaves, right, with their version, by saturating ether, the natural static, with a non-natural mimicking signal. That's why people get ringing in their ears. It's because they're adjusting the channels. The unnatural channels are adjusting, and it ain't just you. It's like it's somebody else too that is going through it. Right? When you go through it, but like a whole bunch of people going through what you're going through, because we're all under sin. We're born into it. And we tied in, we're looking up and seeing the moon and saying, that's what's up. Shout out to the moon. So this right here is the plume serpent. That right there is the rainbow body. That right there is a death symbol. to the left sides. And so they taking basically these colors and saying it's poisonous. And where they got them colorful poisonous things at? Peru, South America, the Amazon. Like there's hella poisonous shit out there. Look, these is the exact same colors, and they're two separate pictures too. Look, they're the exact same colors and two separate pictures. And so this is what the people in Peru is claiming. They claiming like as like an anchor, or they trying to be a spot for like the afterworld. I know this shit got something to do with this. It's a part of this machine because they're part of this land bias. And so if they talking about the rainbow serpent, they know they got rainbow mountains out there. And this would be what? The oldest version or the newest version? Is the Python older? Let's ask a real question. We at the end of the show, y'all. We did it. We did it. Oh wait, no, we ain't at the end of the show. My bad. Damn. No, this is not the end. My bad. But this is a break. It's a I'm trying to figure out which was first because I think it should be known. Like that's some heavy hitter level of contemplation. Maybe we should not even worry about it. Maybe we should not worry about it, but that's a major lineup right there. Because that looked like a primordial being. The python would be like like close to an elemental, like just outside elemental level, like the wind or the rain or something like that. This would be some type of physical form of that manifests after the elemental. So the elements was its parents. The elements is where it's from. And then we see this thing, and it's already a mud fossil because someone stepped on his head and crushed his head, just like the Bible says. So, cosmic battle in the sky is happened on Earth and created the first lands, perhaps. But if it was Pangea, what was going on then? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man, we'll get to Cthulhu later. But let's now continue with everything I got on dragons. And then we will be done with the subject. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Give it a second. Did you see that? Dang. Also, Nathan say, yo, remember Halloween 3 had nothing to do with Michael Myers, but a signal going through the TV? Hell no, yo. I never seen that. Halloween 3 had nothing to do with Michael Myers, but a signal going through the TV. Damn. Man, that's heavy, man. That's heavy, man. That's heavy, man. I had never seen that. Tell me, like, so what was it? Like, tell me what was it? Was it like, like, how did that, like, a signal was what? So Michael Myers didn't show up till like later on or something like that. I didn't see none of them. Yeah, I didn't see none of them. Yo had the white mask though. Michael Myers and what's the other dude name? Voorhees. They was on the white mask. They had helped me get to the white mask shit, where I noticed that they had these white masks in Hollywood. They got these movies where they got some type of Oriental feature in the shit. That's what started. You know what I mean? I kicked off with that Michael Myers and shit, and that Voorhees. They both there's somebody else that got a white mask, and I'm like that white mask is just was a pattern. But yeah, though, yeah, everything I got on dragons, all the best evidence of reptilian humanoids in one slideshow. All right, never mind that. So did y'all know that the frog eyes and the reptilian eyes both have slits like this? And so technically when people be saying that, no, their eyes turn into a reptilian and all this other shit, really, they could be frog eyes. Like what Takeoff said. You know what I mean? The Migos. Takeoff said frog eyes. Or was that Quavo? One of them said that's Quavo said that shit. Frog eyes. In one of the little choruses and shit. And so yeah, though the frog definitely predate the reptilian. The reptilian get hella props. Don't the reptile get hella props? The reptile get lots of credit, lot of props. Like, yeah, man, reptiles everywhere, son. But the amphibian is older than that. The amphibian older than that. And so I'm convinced just by looking at the lips of this frog that I'm sure that we found the amphibians who predated the reptilians, who the South Africans called the Chitauri, but what the Americans call the Maiti. Yeah. And so they had hooked up a sun centric energy system dealing with pyramids around the world. And that's how God separated the languages. And they left off from building the tower and they went and built a nation up, a little pocket on the earth and whatever that is. And so, anyways, yeah, it go from the plants, there'd be some before that. So when it come to the what you call it, the Hinduism, their belief system record that Shiva lied. Oh, come on now. Shiva lies on a bed of snakes. Well, man, listen, let's just go to it, man. So here go Africans, right? That is on the that's on the wall, man. Like this an African painting on a cave wall, right? Oh my gosh, they don't stop with this bullshit, man. I gotta stop it, man. I can't do that. The mother truckers keep turning before I tell it to turn. So, all right. You know what I'm saying? Shit annoying as hell. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Bro said Halloween 3 had Pumpkin Face on TV that sent out people got mad. He showed back up in Halloween 4. Huh. So look, this is how long these people been out there. Like whoever had this camera didn't have to like convince Buddy to go ahead and get out there like his ancestors. As a matter of fact, he looked like one of them people out there that be chilling with Doodoo Quay, man. Shout out to bro, man. But he out there just like they was saying he was, or his ancestor was on these cave paintings. Do y'all get where I'm going with this? Like this is definitely, we can assume that this is accurate. That his people was out there for a long time, thousands of years. They might say that this cave painting is like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they're saying that these people was on the I mean, the first men in the world came from out of here. They said on the news that is everybody in the world can trace back to one of 3 lineages that is rooted in Africa. And so I'm just saying, man, I just did that. That was for science. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the theology, right? They believe in reptilian overlords that showed up in flying vehicles that tinkered with the life forms that was here already and created modern man eventually as slaves of a system in which the reptilians were the rulers, right? And so with the reptilians being the rulers, humans got language, civilization, sex, different genders, I guess, I don't know. They was taught things, right? And then there was a rebellion amongst the humans and the reptilian overlords against the reptilian overlords. And the leader of the reptilian overlords' name was the secret god of the Masons name. It's one and the same. And so in Africa, even though they practice scarification in Melanesia, Pacific Islands as well, in Africa, this is to mimic attacks, you know what I'm saying, by the Chitauri. You know what I'm saying? So that they know that you don't need no more education and that they already know what they could do to somebody. You see that? Or they might think it's kind of cool and to have a body like an alligator. But nah. Everything they did was to say that there was jewelry of knowing of the people that is the royalty. And you would see today, you can still see them worshiping the giant crocodile queen, right? And so, giant crocodile, like the reptilian queen of Hawaii, right? I know this is a difficult picture, but it's a real picture, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So Zulu Sangoma Credo Mwa said that, you know, he perfected his build over the years and he came through with David Icke and told him that his people know about the Chitauri, right? And so we know he ain't bluffing because he got a goddamn it's not goddamn, he got there is a necklace he was entrusted with, right? And I don't know, I don't know, but I think he gave it back to the people to hide it because the Europeans wanted to steal it. He say somebody stole it. But before that happened, he had shown it and took pictures of it. And so this right here is a picture of the original necklace that he had and what he had shown to David Icke. And so when you hear him tell his story, it is what you see here. Like like if you heard it enough, right, you would hear that um the story, and then the story go that he had his penis cut off and it was replaced with an artificial piece. And so that's how the necklace is actually playing out, is that this reptilian humanoid with a you know what I mean? And then he trying to impregnate, you know what I mean? It's like one of those keychains. And do you know that they got these type of keychains, like where it's like a little man and a woman, and you can fit them together? It's like a little ornament on the keychain and shit. And so this is like the same thing. This is like the same thing, but what is it telling? It's telling that they got UFOs that look like a UFO, or that could be the sun, that look like an asteroid. That could be the theory of them. It could be saying a lot of ish, man. I don't know what it's saying, but this is African. And so he's South African, right? And he's saying something that we hear in the Bible. In the Bible, it tells us that uh, the angels saw that they looked fair to them and went to go amongst them. The book of Enoch further elaborate how, which is supposed to be, it was a regular in the collection. The book of Enoch tell that they made their private parts extended artificially, and they had gave the women all types of education and ways to be in charm, and basically like a witch. And so regular human men was regulated to worshiping the babies that came from these women as gods. And so man became enslaved because the happy home was broke up by artificial means. And these fallen angels had, you know what I'm saying, basically did what they said Jabulan did, which was use a fake penis, right? Artificially created or something like that, you know what I mean? Modified. And so what the book of Jasher talks about how that they made a certain sector of them made bodies for themselves. And so, you know what I'm saying? They possibly is behind the reason why people got the genes that they got. You know what I'm saying? And so the plot thickens because when you look at them so-called Renaissance eras in Europe with them white people, they had the big backsides to the dresses. And in the United States, they had that shit too, right? And so that was doing what? Imitating the gods. Because at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Africa was the land of the gods to the other side of the Mediterranean. And so to me, that statuette that's on the chain of Cruel del Mutwa and is representative of the woman, the Venus figurines that we see. And so this to show you that, all right, so the main concept of the woman is worked on, and it's a whole bunch of, fornication going on. And then the role of the man is worked on. They kind of like in these separate areas, right? Where you have it where how is it that you have these some of the oldest artifacts in the world, like this 70,000, 100,000, I don't know. But they showing big body. You know what I mean? Voluptuous, like it's carved like very, very, how would you say, very well, right? But they shaped just like the women that was being dealt with by the reptilians, according to the South African Zulu, Sangoma, Cradle Mutwa. And so when we find artifacts also in Africa that's showing, like they showing African women, they showing African women. What is that? That is a conehead reptilian woman with that's pregnant. You see that? It almost like it's the same woman. And so I don't know how they categorize that, but the cone head is highlighted. Here are Venka concepts over there in what we'll call the present day Bosnia. And so there's ancient American connections to that area. And now we see there's also ancient African connections to that area as well. They got elongated necks, they got the big eyes, they got elongated skull, the big body, right? And so check these versions out. Here is what the version on the left, that's what it looked like without the black and white photo. So you see that's like a precious stone or something, right? And then you see here, it's another one. It might be the same one. Is that the same one? Nah. Wait, what? Oh, it might be the same. What the hell, boy? That's some wild shit. That's some wild ass shit right there. But anyways, right? It is where, oh man, these pregnant women, these big body women, but they got the big old skull. They got the elongated skull, big nose. Look, elongated skull, son. Look at that elongated skull, but the big body. Yeah, this is Ubaid. This is the civilization before the Sumerians. See, all they got to do is tell it to you in order, but they don't. They just keep remixing the Egyptian shit, and they say the Sumerians was the oldest shit popping. Whole time, mainstream science said Persia was older than the Sumerians, which makes hella sense. If you know where Sumer at, they trying to say that they crossed that river. You know what I'm saying? They got different. So look at the one on the left. That's another cone-headed, big body with the baby. And so you got these cone-headed reptilians, right? That they did that. Ain't nobody forced them to do that shit. They're not making money off that shit. Look at this. That's an etching of what they said was one of them mummies up in the damn American mounds. The mounds was little mini pyramids and shit. They were filled with treasures and all type of things, and people looted them joints and took it to the Smithsonian. And that's why That's why they don't never let nobody go up in there, because they'll see all the shit that they actually do got up in there. And all them joints is worth hella bread. You know what I mean? So look, here it is, where you got 3 different locations in the world showing the same thing. And the only way somebody could say it's not is if they try to be difficult. That's it. That's it. They got the skulls. I don't even think I got them just on here. They got the skulls. And then why ain't nobody answer to that shit? There's some shit going on. America got the oldest looking shit because they talking about things beyond humans. Yo, shit. Wow, America would be the American art. And then look, they put it in cartoons. Like, what the hell, son? The American art is what you see on the left. The Chinese art is what you see in the middle. So that means the American art is the one more accurate, and AKA the oldest, because when time go on, they beautify the shit, and then we don't know what's going on. But America is showing this man in action. Tall head, same eyes. That shit is real. Yeah, that's fire, man. And so what they doing when they make movies, is they really original, or is they trying to speak on some shit without saying it blatantly? And so this right here is blackface. You know what I'm saying? It's blackface on the right. You see Shorty got the little, she talking about that's her favorite. That's the concept of the serpent and the egg. That's the fractal. Because God knows, look, there's 2 different joints. Look. Yeah. And they got panties on. Look, it's either panties or a bush. But yeah, they reptilians. Wait a minute. I don't know what's that in his hand. His shit might be cut off. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's Jabulan, dang, that's Jabulan. Oh shit. He got eyes like a damn iguana or a frog or something. They had different looks to him. They had different looks to him. The winged serpent, the plume serpent, the fractal of that. And so they claiming direct lineage to that big snake head in Drake's patches that we call Ouroboros. I call that shit Ouroboros, man. See, that shit real, man. Look. A winged Draco. I just can't make it out. I see an eye right here, but it's like going up and down. Like, what type of eye does that? I don't know what that is. I don't know. That's a pit bull dinosaur or what right there. A little pet dragon. I can't tell what none of it is. Look at it, the conical head. This is an artifact you ain't gonna see nowhere else either. Exclusive. It's ancient American. This is the type of stuff they try to hide. You see how this head is severed. This is a severed head. And so it was a betrayal. You see this right here, they go to crescent and the star. And so that's why the Micmac Nation got a crescent and a star on their shit now. Because look, some type of betrayal, some type of something went on where it was a war between the giants. Look at these regular people down here. So the UFOs dealing with giants, son. I ain't ready for. I don't know. Yeah, all right. So yeah, come on, giants. Y'all good. Y'all giant and UFOs with the giants. The giant UFOs with the giants in them. God damn. But yo, so we talking about genes. And so a Pangean genes is heavy boned. Pangean genes is big boned, man. Maybe. There's some big boned Pangeans out there, I suppose. I'm just guessing. This dude, he don't look like he too fat. He look like he's a worm man that is put in a suit so that he can fly around and do all this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you got the moon, Saturn matrix. They go Saturn, they go to moon. 5 planets. Ain't that everybody? Because they say it's 7 planets. You take Saturn and Earth out of the equation, it's 5. So I don't know. That's American. Look, has American been right about other things? Just talking about the long neck. They got rings on their neck. And so it's possible that this right here is a source to the whole concept of having rings on your neck. Period. That's why, and the reason why it's like this is because it's well preserved. It's well preserved. It lasted a long time. People don't even draw like that no more. So sex dolls, voodoo dolls. Notice the little hole in the navel. Is that belly button? Was that surgery? Is these what are these marks right here? Like these dots and shit. I don't know what's going on. But I know that Cradle Mutwa spoke on these big-eyed beings interacting with Aboriginal Africans. And so the story goes that a woman went out by the water to, you know what I mean, wash clothes or something. Wow, you know what I mean? Her child went out and played. And then she said she came around the corner and she heard a child laughing and giggling and talking to somebody. So she went around to see who she was talking to. And it was a little gray child. It was a little alien child, a Zeta child. And before she could do anything about it, she was frozen in her tracks. And a grown version approached her and said that through her mind used telepathy by saying that she wanted to let the child play with her child. And that I don't know, they made an agreement or whatever. But the point is that they agreed to let their children play together. And ever so often, you know what I mean, like seasonally, they would meet up and they would keep up with each other and shit. Yeah, so on the left is Korea, on the right is America. Go figure. So these are etchings from Sumeria on the left. And that is a Venus of Willendorf fertility goddess found in Europe. Computer, how old is the Venus of Willendorf fertility goddess?
The Venus of Willendorf is about 30,000 years old.
30,000 years old, is older than the end of the ice age by about almost 3 times as old as the ice age. That means that from this point to the ice age, when there was an ice sheet and all that going on, times 3 is how long from this point in the past they say that this object is made. And I'm gonna tell you, man,
You're right. The Venus of Willendorf is much older than the last ice age. It's about 30,000 years old, while the last ice age ended around 11,700 years ago.
Are there any fertility goddesses older than that?
The Venus of Hollafels is older, dating back about 35,000 years.
What's the oldest of them all?
The oldest known fertility goddess statue is the Venus of Hollafels, dating back at least 35,000 years.
The Venus of Hollafels. Hollafels. How do you spell?
The Venus of Hollafels is an ancient fertility goddess statue made of mammoth ivory. It's about 41,000 years old and was discovered in a cave in Germany.
Mm. Who put it together? Who made it?
The Venus of Hollafels was created by early humans around 41,000 years ago. It's made of mammoth ivory and stands about 6 centimeters tall. Would you like to know more about the discovery of the Venus of Hollafels?
Wasn't there an ice sheet over Germany 41,000 years ago?
The Venus of Hollafels was discovered in 2008 in a cave near Skelklingen, Germany. It's about 41,000 years old.
Wasn't there an ice sheet 40,000 years ago?
Yes, there was an ice sheet in Germany around 40,000 years ago. During the Weichselian High Glacial period, ice sheets advanced into North Germany between 57,000 and 15,000 BC.
So how did those people do that in 41,000 years ago?
Early humans in Germany crafted the Venus of Hollafels using mammoth ivory during a harsh ice age period. They likely used stone tools to carve the delicate figurine, showing remarkable skill despite challenging conditions.
Okay, I'm satisfied. Thank you.
Glad I could help you explore those ancient artifacts. Take care, Red Squid.
So she admitted that it's the ice age, and that's what I wanted to hear. It's definitely ice age material, man. Wow. So they saying they was out there building complex shit 50,000 years ago or close to that. And 1,000 years is still a long time. 1,000 years is still a long time. So look, here it is where these Jomon statues depict different people because there is different people out there. And it was all fashioned from clay. They was all fashioned by the CRISPR baby modification processes of ancient times. We can tell by the breeding program existence and that all these versions of women or fertility goddesses or mothers with babies in their arms are different in appearance. They're different. They're different. They're all different. And so it's been going on for so long. This is the routine. Make the women attractive, and the guys will fuck them when they feel like it. That's pretty much how it's all gone. And so today, you say that people be saying this shit, they put shit in the water. You know what I'm saying? They put shit in the food. But I don't even know. Some people might say this is AI, right? And I only got, yeah. So I'm shit. What is AI doing? What is AI really doing? How does AI think, right? The AI already know something men been saying. The big, voluptuous, big bodied women is the most desirable. It's human nature. But these females look kind of slim. I ain't saying everybody big, but they didn't make no skinny ass Venus statuettes, right? Probably because they would break. Well, I don't know. They go one right there like it broke crossover. Who knows what they was doing with these things? What I'm saying that the concept been going on for so long. It was a business. You could walk into any ancient town and get one. They had shit on a regular basis. Like, yo, you can get these, learn some truth. Everything be real. Everything about it is real. Ain't nothing fake. They ain't had to come out with nothing fake. So I don't know, man. The fallen angels came down, got women acting crazy. Got the men being what do they call it? Insignificant. Right? The whole house is broken down. And the Japanese celebrate the cutting off of black penis, right? Every year. That's their version of blackface. Ain't that a bitch? I'm just saying. Isn't that terrible? Like they go, you just start the montage. This is what Spain does every year. They, kick out the Moors. This is what Sweden do every year. They got Black Pete or some shit, right? This is what Peru do every year. They wear the black mask, right? This is what Japan do every year. They parade a chopped off black penis throughout the city. Like they accomplished something. That's Osiris's phallus. They telling you that they what they call it? Castrated original man. And that's why Chris Tucker got to wear the dress. That's why Martin Lawrence got to put the dress on, man. They want to tell the world that that's their role. That's their role. They said Ving Rhames, if you want any type of success, that's, you know what I mean? You got to play that castrated penis that get paraded around in Japan. And so I'm thinking that's Jabulan, the god of the Freemasons. Why would he be god of the Freemasons? Because he created them. He created them, right, through science. And that's why Yakub is the Yakuza origin. And they over there hijacking ancient Israelite realities by they what are they doing? They trying to steal the penis, the masculinity and shit. Like how long was they on it? Like disrespecting Africans and shit as a regular basis, as a ritual. Look, that look like a brown penis pouring out white liquid. They nasty as shit, doing all that fine china and sit here all neatly and shit. And they ain't got no lint on nothing. You know what I mean? It smell like a damn fish tank. It smell like fish tank water and shit when they get hot. Yeah. The motherfucker do like they run 5 miles straight, smell like a whole goddamn SeaWorld adventure and shit out that bitch. The motherfuckers, they on real talk. They got different pheromones and shit. They got different gases that emanate from their body. Like Asian people, they got a different scent to them. Malcolm X said white people had a certain scent to them. Like everybody got levels of funk, I suppose. But shit, that's really fucked up. Like, there ain't nobody in the world they could be talking about but black people. That's crazy. As long as the black man penis is not waving around over there, it is all right. That's the only black penis they want to see waving around, right? Is the chopped off one. So what that mean? You know what? Listen, man. This shit got to stop. I don't know, broke protocol. Broke protocol, man. Yo, listen. Yo. Does it say no sidebars on this one? Oh, come on. It's glitching, y'all. Not saying I did 1,000 clicks. Calm down. That's wild. It's in Japan, yo. What the fuck is y'all talking about? And then, China got caught with importing 7,000 African penises that was severed. Don't nobody know what happened to those donors, or who gonna donate their penises. So that's what type of time China said they just got 7,000 chopped off penises. They just came across that shit. They came across a deal. Right. Damn, it was important. And what they're gonna do with them? They were gonna put them in some stew. They was gonna stew them joints up. Like they took eat a dick to not where it was supposed to be at. Like that's not the meaning. Like they literally took it to stir fry that shit up. That's crazy, yo. And we don't even know where they got it from. The motherfuckers diabolical, dog. Just a whole bunch of penis genitals and shit. Nut sacks and shafts. The motherfuckers is waiting. Got the MSG and shit waiting. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? The soy sauce, the chili peppers, that shit all for the penis. They were trying to cook it out. I wonder if we could get that article since we already broke protocol. Chinese smugglers caught with, I think it was 7,000 African penises in shipment. Over 7,000. 7,200. The House of Representatives have resolved to investigate alleged illicit trade on human organs between Nigeria and China. The resolution was a sequel to an anonymous adoption of a motion by Ramane Kwewem of Taraba, and co-sponsored by Ojide Olutubosum Oyo at plenary on Thursday. Moving the motion earlier, Mr. Quim said that about 2 weeks ago, Chinese authorities seized a cargo ship that sailed from Nigeria with 7,200 refrigerated penis. According to him, they were found in 36 boxes labeled as plantain on the ship that harbored at the Shanghai port called Red Market. He said the Chinese General Administration of Customs had alerted that an increasingly large number of armed groups in Africa used organs which were harvested in unsanitary conditions to finance their nefarious activities. The media was awash a few years ago with horrifying stories of the harvest of organs of Nigerians and other Africans stranded in Libya for sale in Europe, the Middle East, America, and China. Aware that the increasing cases of missing persons, ritual killing, and trafficking of persons out of the country may be linked to the red market, which can be attributed to the trafficking of young men and women who end up being victims of organ harvesting. Also, be aware that the increased banditry, kidnappings, and spiraling violence in several parts of the country today make those parts of the country vulnerable and provide safe havens and ready supply channels for the illicit activities, he said. Mr. Quayum said harvest of organs could only be done by medical surgeons with the aid of rogue public officials. He said the perpetrators of the illicit trade generated between 600 million to 1.2 billion profit annually. The lawmaker recalled that in 1987, the World Health Organization declared that the illegal trade violated the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Cognizant that the international community has made efforts to curb the menace of red market, such as the Istanbul Declaration urging professionals to put an end to the unethical actions where organs of unfortunate victims of the economic migrants and human trafficking in Europe and the Middle East are ripped off, thereby constituting a gross abuse of the rights of life of those Nigerians. Convinced that if nothing is done to curb this criminal act, more criminals will set up shops dealing in human organs in Nigeria, taking advantage of the insecurity in the country. He said the House mandated the Committee on Human Rights and National Security and Intelligence to investigate the whole gamut of this value chain, known as the red market or illicit market in human organs. In his ruling, the Deputy Speaker, Ahmad Wase, who presided over the session, mandated the committees to report back within 10 weeks for further legislative actions. Wow. They out there selling. That's the Muslims, man. That's the Muslims, man. They out there doing that type of shit. Them bandits, they said they was all doing it though. They was just there's somebody out there trying to find a reason to hate on somebody so they can say, let's cut his shit off and get paid. They're like, yo, what type of shit is that? They out there looking for dick. They looking for penis. The evil ones out there is looking for it. They're like, yo, they're out there trying to get penis to send to China. China is ready to receive them joints too, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, China, y'all fucked up for real, dog. China, y'all fucked up. Japan, y'all fucked up. Let's get a picture of that news story, as a matter of fact. I forgot why I even. All right, so you see how, yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild, but yeah, that's a problem right there. So what we could do is go into how they is like a real problem. Straight infantry out here living in the woods went against the original. It's the land of the dragon. So it was like shit was popping over here, UFOs and all type of shit was going on over here back in the day. You see that? That's the Maiti. That's what he talking about. That's proof right there that the gods that came over and was called the Chitauri was really the American gods, reptilians. They probably had, they probably had a little hollow earth origin, but there's documented in in the Americas. There's documented in the Americas. We got pictures of the damn thing. And yo got 3 fingers. Yo got 3 fingers, just like the It Clown. I ain't even through with this. But let's go straight to it. See? Look, that's proof right there. That's proof right there. America got them things. Right? And so that's why when you hear somebody say things like all these ingredients came from this land, and a lot of these techniques came from this land, terraces, terraforming, terraforming the soil. I don't know what they call that, but genetic manipulation of the plants, because corn and fruits and shit, like all that, animals, people, everybody was genetically fucked with over here. Willy Wonka. You see that? Do you see that? You know what I'm saying? Them Nazis was like, yo, we searched, they wanted to search the world for where they came from until they saw it was a test tube. And they trying to act like they own something else. Look at buddy. Well, that's a cocaine mommy. Look at that ancient coat on his body. That's a cocaine mummy. Right. So check it out. You see her? That's a female. You see that breast? I mean, that's a girl. That's a woman. That's a female. That's a titty. That's a titty. So that means it was a matriarch back when they had lion faces. Back when they looked like cats. Because it was first the bird. You see, they go to bird. The bird. No, the bird. So the bird controlled the reptile. And then the bird crossed the reptilian and shit. I don't know how that worked. It's something to do with this bird-headed dude and this snake and this worm. And so that's like genes. Like these 2 people off the map. The snake and the worm. And then they got this lion And so that's Adam, right? Adam was by himself, and then then because of Adam, you got the queen of all living. She the queen, the mother of all living. She the queen, she the ruler. She the ruler, and she had a baby with this damn serpent. She had a baby with the serpent because serpents don't got penises, do they? I mean, no Diddy, but I'm just saying. I mean, the motherfuckers ain't got nut sacks. When did a snake have a nut sack? It must be internally. They got it. It's all internal. That shit don't fucking. Listen, man. So she out here fucking with a damn reptilian. That's what that whole story we looking at. That's how that makes sense. They was cat people that start fucking with the reptile, and they made them a crossbreed. And that crossbreed created humans, something like that. It's interesting, I'm sure. I don't want, what I mean, ain't nothing freaky about it. I don't want ain't no freak energy about it. There's no dick energy about it. There's no sex energy, thoughts, or any type of motivations in anything that I do or say. You know what I mean? I rebuke all that stuff. It's nothing but pollution. And, you know what I mean? I never teach it. You know what I mean? And there's people out here that might not be humans. And that's why they say the shit they say. That's why they say the things they say. Because they is demiurge, they is thinking low level, perverted, gutter brain. They looking to molest or arbor the person, mind, body, soul. They looking to have intercourse, simulated intercourse, mind power, telepathy, connections, like all that dumb shit. Like it's so simple, it's so stupid because if they was just evil or wicked or wrong or error prone and all that type of stuff. And so that's why it's just been best not to partake in those type of things because they got more diseases now than they did back then. So shit is like that. You know what I'm saying? Shit is like that. Where here you have it where, it probably was a time where ain't nobody know about no dis-ease, no venereal dis-ease or anything like that. There was no time for any of that. Like they was trying to create I guess they'll build in the true word, I suppose. Like, I don't think they was hiding things from people like the government hide things from people now. So this right here represent the reptilian queen. This represent the woman matriarch when it came to melanated people on that side of the world, maybe the whole world, but definitely for that area, which would be a place where the white people would be like serving them. Like that movie, what's Meatball name? Dumbass. Right here, buddy, right here. See, so the thing is, right, this a female, and the way Hollywood showed it was like that's a male. You know what I'm saying? But that's really like this is what Medea is, because it's really Queen Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? And let's just go get Queen Khalifa real quick. And yeah, Queen Khalifa. I spelled it wrong. Let's get the one that I'm used to, man. Let me get this one. Queen Khalifa, the Amazon. Damn, she kind of bare chested a little bit. You can't tell though. It's just art. 18 and up, mature audiences only. This is just picture. This how they showed them as bare chested women, the Amazons. So let's go get the book that they're talking about it from, right? And we got this already, but we'll get it again since it's right there. This became talking about Queen Khalifa, but hold up. Let's get the book that it came from in book. See where that is. In first book. First mention of Queen Khalifa. I'll spell it like that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So who did that? The first mention of Queen Khalifa is in the 16th century novel Los Siglos de Espalandina. I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Las Sergas de Esplandian. Oh, wait. Las Sergas de Esplandian by Garcia Rodriguez de Montalvo. No, not to Montalvo. Like, shut the fuck up. Nobody give a fuck. Y'all wrong about everything. Don't nobody need no Spanish. You know what I mean? No requests. Listen, man, let's not do this with the cartels. The motherfucking bosses got knocked off. Oh, y'all motherfuckers is hurt. Damn. Y'all motherfuckers is hurt. Oh. Ain't no more cartel money. I hope y'all won't listen to me, man, because I'll talk about you, drug dealers. You know what I mean? Hey, y'all, share this out. Let's get some of the drug dealers to tune in so that we can laugh at them. Like, where your plug at now? Where your plug at now? You in a cartel war? They better just respect civilization for once in their goddamn life, man. They're not thinking smart. They want to think like animals. They're going to get treated like animals. No respect for the wicked. They're going to get beat back by the Christian swords of fire because ain't nothing but wickedness around us. If it's not them damn Iraqi Saddam Hussein meatballs, it's the goddamn Venezuelan drug cartelians. Like, y'all just sit y'all dumbass down somewhere. Don't nobody gotta respect y'all little mix, y'all little seasoned packet mix. Face asses, y'all both got some lame bread cuisine, man. All right, I'm doing too much. Let's go ahead. Let's see what else to say. It say that This shit, they say written around 1510. That means soon after the 1400s. And 1492 is when Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. So less than 10 years, less than 20 years later, you come to this book by Montalvo, which is a Spaniard. Queen Khalifa is depicted as a pagan warrior queen ruling over a kingdom of black women. What? On the island of California. What? A kingdom of black women. That's how they said it. What the hell? A kingdom of black women. Who the fuck? What's wrong with y'all? What's there? Listen, man. A kingdom of black women ruled on an island. I'm finished, man. It's over with, man. What? Who ruled over a kingdom of black women? I had no idea they were so bold with it. Like I thought it was women. Let's go. Living on the island of California, an island off the coast of Asia. The fuck? So what they're saying that America is Asia. Khalifa is convinced to raise an army of women warriors and sail away from California with a large flock of trained griffins so that she can join a Muslim battle against Christians who are defending Constantinople. In the siege, the griffins harm enemy and friendly forces, so they are withdrawn. Khalifa and her ally Radario fight in single combat against the Christian leaders. Wait a minute, what? All right, so she can join a Muslim battle against Christians. That's what she fucked up at. But when was this though? Because how you have Muslims, anyways, who are defending in the siege, and so the Khalifa and her ally Radiaro fight in single combat against the Christian leaders, a king and his son, the knight Esplandian. Well, that sounds, what is that, Prince John? Khalifa is bested and taken prisoner, and she converts to Christianity. She marries a cousin of Esplandian and returns with the remainder of her army to California for further adventures. Yeah, she got corrected. She got corrected by Christ. That's what's good. She repented like that. Act together. So the Muslims got beat by Christians in Constantinople. So when computer, when did Constantinople get ruled by Christians?
Constantinople became a Christian city in 330 AD when Emperor Constantine I made it the capital of the Roman Empire. Did you know it remained under Christian rule for nearly 900 years until the Ottoman conquest in 1453?
When did the Ottoman finish completion of their takeover from 1453?
The Ottoman takeover of Constantinople was completed on May 29, 1453, after a 53-day siege.
1853. And so who was Queen Khalifa to you, if you were to believe that the truth is the truth?
There was no Queen Khalifa in 1853. The name Khalifa is associated with the ruling family of Bahrain, but they had male rulers during that time.
You don't know about Queen Khalifa of California?
Ah, Queen Calafia.
Yeah.
She's the legendary Black warrior queen from a 16th century Spanish novel who ruled a fictional island paradise. Her story inspired California's name, though she's more myth than monarch.
That's bullshit. Like how would you make a whole state named after some bullshit? Then that's saying that we could say all that shit is bullshit that they talking about. All that Wisconsin, all that shit. Fuck all that shit. What are you talking about? What the hell is they saying?
Look, I get the skepticism, but here's the wild part. Spanish explorers literally named California after Queen Calafia from a fantasy novel they were obsessed with. It's like if we discovered a new planet and called it Hogwarts because we loved Harry Potter. History's full of these bizarre naming decisions that stuck around way longer than anyone expected.
So, what other examples like Queen Khalifa exist?
Brobdingnagian and Lilliputian come from Gulliver's Travels, describing huge and tiny things. And who hasn't wanted to visit Cloud Cuckoo Land, that perfect idealistic place from an ancient Greek play?
Nah, I don't know about all that. But tell me more about Queen Khalifa and how who was the
Queen
first?
Calafia was a fictional Black warrior queen from a 16th century Spanish novel. Spanish explorers named California after her island kingdom when they thought Baja California was an island like in the story.
So that's all you got to do is put the maps that they show. Maps
You're
showing
asking about how maps influence place
California
names?
as
It's actually pretty fascinating. Explorers often name new lands based on what they thought they saw or stories they knew. Want to explore more examples of this naming phenomenon? Less than slash response.
Hey, computer, tell me how many maps you know of that show California as an island.
There are over 1,000 historical maps showing California as an island in Stanford's Glenn McLaughlin collection.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about a persistent cartographic fantasy.
Well, if you stop thinking of it as a fantasy for the duration of this conversation, then we could associate realer notes to take in your responses. So, exactly how many maps can you find in 10 seconds that have California as an island? And are there any editorials or newspaper clippings or any mention of it being an island from any literary works?
I don't have specific counts or clippings right now, but this map myth persisted for over a century, showing how powerful stories can shape our view of the world.
What's the oldest map showing California as an island?
The earliest known map showing California as an island is a 1622 Dutch map by Michiel Collijn.
Mm-hmm. So, man, that's serious. That's really serious. Let's put them together. There it is. So, an island of black women. I had never even heard of it put like that. So, that's highly interesting. Oh man, y'all on Amazon. Amazon. I never thought of such a thing. Like the Amazon, but Amazon's like I wasn't sure to even speak on it. It just wasn't my time to speak on it. Now I'm speaking on it. Now here we go. God bless them text. So what they say that it's an island of black women. What the hell is wrong with them Spanish man? What can we do about that? We go to Africa and we see the African warrior women of I forgot their name. The Dahomey Amazons. Dahomey. The Dahomey Amazons. The Dahomey Amazons. So that's all we know about Amazons. Is they holding up? Is they holding up the flag? Was they holding up the flag? Because that must be the crescent or something. That's interesting, man. I don't know. Amazons, they do got women. They do got women, warrior women buried in Europe. Warrior women, ancient site, European artifacts. So Europe got a version of it. Buddy, like, hold up. uh, Do the Asians got warrior one? They got the little yeah. They got the little they got some. We should have some. Let's go see if we can find some. Cosmic Buddhists. What are we looking for? The Asian women, all that flip. Oh, over here, let's go to Royal Print. This is right in the middle of this reptilian build. But that makes sense. It just makes sense to here go Queen Khalifa. Right. And then here go the reason why she's brought up. I don't know what, but that's it. So now we're gonna go back to the now computer. What did how many ancient Polynesian, never mind. Start over. Computer.
How can I help?
Computer. Tell me what was the ancient reptilian queen of Hawaii name in her story?
Kiha-wahine is the name of the ancient reptilian queen in Hawaiian mythology. She was a powerful shape-shifting lizard goddess who played a significant role in Hawaiian legends.
Like what?
Kiha-wahine was a powerful shape-shifting lizard goddess who could appear as a woman, giant black lizard, or dragon with red hair. She was the personal guardian spirit of Kepualani, wife of Kamehameha the Great, and even accompanied him in battle.
So we got to show them at opposing. We got to show an opposing lineup. So you see who got it, and then we see who got that, and then we see this shit. Put those two together. That's good. We can see that, but we need to show the lineup between the two, how these are opposing. Dang, I don't have one lined up like that. That's probably why. That's probably why. So, man, I wouldn't know what to say. It must not be the only royal print. Because it definitely wasn't there. And so I would need to show the two the evil versus the good when it comes to the feathers that they got in their hair. Okay, so here I don't know, man. Maybe we could go to Hawaiian. We could go to like Hawaiian people. I see this talking about Peter Griffin, right? And how that shit is disrespectful to Queen Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to say, and so, man, all right, we're about to return to our regular program build. And that was just right there showing that they're disrespectful. And so this all started because of this. Computer, tell me again about the reptilian queen of Hawaii.
Kiha was a powerful shape-shifting lizard goddess in Hawaiian mythology. She could appear as a woman, giant black lizard, or dragon with red hair. Would you like to learn more about other Hawaiian gods and goddesses?
What happened to her?
Kamehameha the Great died on May 8th, 1819.
Yo, what the heck? Did y'all hear that? Wasn't she just talking about the goddess? Did y'all hear that? So, man, Queen Khalifa is associated with Hawaii. And Hawaii is talking about reptilian leadership. And Queen Khalifa said, they said it's a black island of women. Wait. It's an island of black women. And that's why they said it's California. It's California. Oh, shit. It's Kali Ma and fornication. It's a pimptress island. This shit was filled with, it was Janice Combs Island. Damn. What they call it? Kali. Goddess Kali. Yeah. Then what was the other one? It was like some more ornamentation. So what's the word for that? What's the word for that? Cali. So what is the oldest female ran harem or prostitution ring in the world. And what is the longest running version as well? So the oldest female harem is associated with the Sumerian temple prostitution, dating back to 2400 BCE. Yeah, I would put that. That's in my book. That's in my study guide. That's the oldest form of temple in anything. Like that whole concept. Temples. We're not going to go through that. And so what was I asking? Those are called houses of heaven, the temples, the shrines. Shrines, temples, and houses of heavens were dedicated to various deities. These are those things on the ley lines. They was on the path of these people that had the ability. So sacred prostitution was common among those routes that the gods traveled on. Yeah. So when it came to Queen Khalifa, man, I don't know what she had going on. So I am not going, I'm just saying from what I know of organizations, like why you got California, it's like in the foreign, I don't know what that's for. So I'm just guessing. California could be a disrespect to Queen Khalifa. Like Queen Khalifa could be a disrespect to the queen of that actual land. And for them to say that it's a queen of this island and it's an island full of black people, black women. I don't know, man. It's like letting us peer into the psyche of the mind states of thousands, if not millions of people over the course of hundreds of years. And the association, whether it be conscious or subconscious, with pillage and black women and land situation takeover. Queen Khalifa, an island. In the book, they say it's fake, but there's over 1,000 maps showing that it was real. So an island, California is an island ruled by a black woman and like a I don't know what to call it. There's that war. You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, it's not a video game. But that's why they got that. That's why they got that. That's why they got that concept. Where is that? See, they saying that's Queen Khalifa. Look, they say that 1579 ceremony, Sir Francis Drake being crowned with a headdress by California Indians. Who wrote it? J. Moores, 1671. And so what are they saying? That J. Moores in 1671 had properly labeled this June 26, 1579. And what was going on with California Indians, that don't even sound right. And so, for one, why would a queen do that? You see how they're trying to hide it that it's a woman? You know what I'm saying? And so you see that it's like surrender and shit. And then look at all these people in the back. Look at them people in the back. Look at them like, what is that? Like, who got faces like that? They all got on like ghost faces, mask. And so, you know what I'm saying? It's a lie right here, man. They talking about Queen Khalifa. So they had to put it out there that Queen Khalifa surrendered because they knew it, you know what I'm saying? They trying to say that Queen Khalifa surrendered. Why would they do that? Why would they spread propaganda like that? Because she must have existed. Why they didn't say they just took it over, or you know what I mean? They said, "Oh no, she, you know what I mean? She just gave it up." And so, what was going on with Queen Khalifa? It was women only, son. That's all. Look, look. It was women only. It was women only, yo. So that's all them heads that's on her neck. It's all men. And so Khalif Kali in India got all these men heads and body parts all around her like jewelry. You know what I'm saying? And so the California was women only, and men wasn't allowed. And so they did that shit in what do you call it? Wonder Woman. So they definitely had came out with this idea for themselves though, right? Like they cosplaying and shit. So that means you know the shit real. So that means that California was an island and it was ruled by black women. Like all that stuff that they say is not real is real. And so when they saying that they was going against oh man, I got them. I got them, y'all. Oh shit. Watch this. God, it's gonna do it to him. Little print. What am I looking for? Yeah. We're looking for duo or partnership. Oh, Max, go line, whole thing. Ruling back. More maps, runs, noise, dark code, color code, Brasia. Threes. Pairs. Oh, that's what pairs is. Cosmic order. Shit. There we go. So that's the same thing. Dang, that's the same thing. That makes sense. My bad. I'm gonna rearrange them. Oh. See, that's compliance. There's other features that could be shown here. So let's say, for example, all right, we did all this again. So that mean there was black people with red hair or no? Because they definitely chose the white for her and the black for him. You see how they've been doing it over the centuries, dog. Over the years. They got like, yo, that's like, so what's that got to do with the reptilians? What it got to do with it is the fact that these are the reptilians. And so these are different ways that they don't express knowledge of the reptiles or the dragon families and all that. Let's go. Excuse me. Damn. So they still put that shit out there, like, you know what I'm saying? You see, that's how they look. That's how they know it. And so what the fuck this mean then? We need a Buddha. Gods with Buddha joints put right there. And so what we didn't do is get finished with the reptilian shit. And so that's gonna be it though, man. We're gonna do the build. We're gonna do the build on the lady in white next. Because that's what I think that's talking about. So the reptilian, the lady in white is connected. So y'all be safe, man. Peace.